All right. I just posted a video in our Instagram chat. You don't have to watch. Pretty much, I don't know what the podcast is. They proposed the question, what would you rather? Actually, we can just start with this, and then we'll get into the heavy topics of the week. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Fake Philosophers. Woo-hoo. I'm one of your hosts, Mike, and with me on a semi-constant basis.
Yeah, it's another one of your hosts, Mitch. Hi, I'm Mitch.
Yes. So, coming into it, hot and heavy. Not hot and heavy. Hot, not heavy.
You come right into it, man. Go for it.
Hot and light.
Hot and
question, light. I just watched a video that proposed the question, would you rather, every time you get in your car, you have to fight a chicken, or you have to fight a lion once a year?
Interesting. I'd fuck that chicken up every day. It'd be what I'd look forward to.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. It was pretty quick. I also said the chicken. In the video, I forgot the podcast, and I don't feel like looking it up. It was two dudes and two girls, and both dudes were like, oh, chicken, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls said lion. And the guys were all like, you're retarded, you're fucking dumb. And they're like, yeah, but like it's just once a year, I could train and blah, blah, blah. And they're just giving shit like, it's a lion.
Yeah.
It's a lion. Anyway.
Was this spurred by something? Because this is actually a point I wrote down I was going to bring up for this episode. It was literally one of my points.
Go for it.
There was a poll that was taken. Let's see if I can find.
While you're looking, so one of the girls actually said, well, she's like, well, I'm technically a Leo, so, and the guy was like, no. You're a Leo? You're a Leo? That's your reasoning?
Okay, so there was a survey put out by YouGov. I don't know what YouGov is or whatever.
It's a pollster. I've heard of it.
Yeah, well, they put out two polls. One of them was they just paired up animals and they said who would win in a fight, this or that. Whatever, and they got a basic breakdown of all like the toughest animals in the animal kingdom. They asked a second poll was, do you think you could win in a fight against blah blah blah? Now there's a series of animals posted. I'm sorry, etc. Not blah 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 or yada yada or whatever. Whatever filler. I actually looked this poll up because the most glaring point that was posted about it was 8% of males think they could win in a fist fight against a lion.
No.
That's a true thing. And then, like, let me just, let's clarify here. And before we get into the maybes, but let's just clarify about the certainties. If you fist fight a lion, you will die. You will not win. Yes. There's no gauge of winning as if you got a good lick in, you will die and you will lose the fucking fight. So 8% of men in the world, or you know what? Like, it was close to 10. And actually it was something like, it was weird because they had a breakdown of like men versus women or what they said. 7% of men said they could win. 8% of women said they could win against the lion.
So that question is, it's one of those things like, yeah, I could probably take a lion under these very specific, unrealistic circumstances. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The lion is literally mentally retarded. Both of its front legs are broken, and its teeth are chipped. And
it's a fist fight, but I have a baseball bat.
Yeah, and a shield.
And a shield, and I'm wearing full armor.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. Anytime I see those, when people are talking about fighting wild animals, I'm just like, no.
So there's
for the most part.
So there's a breakdown of, and here's this might be more disturbing, but they asked if you could win in a fist fight against these animals. The top of the list was a rat. If you were in a fist fight against a rat, would you win? What percentage do you think said yes?
I think men, very high percentage. I think women, very low.
There is a discrepancy. There is a gap, but it's a 10% gap.
Oh, okay, that surprises me. What are the percentages?
Men say 76% of men say they could win in a fist fight against a rat. 68% of women say they could win in a fist. So 24% of men today don't feel like they could win in a fist fight against a rat.
You know what? So that's why I thought, call me sexist, why it would be such a big gap between the men and women, because, yeah, like, there are, men are guilty of this too, actually. When people see a rat, they have a reaction.
Oh, yeah. No, I do. I
don't. I mean, I'll jump, obviously. If it's a fucking wild animal, I'm going to jump. But, like, I've killed rats. Like,
same. Yeah. Same. Yeah.
Like, with a gun. I'm not lying. So I'm not and I've actually, like, physically, I'm not gonna go into details, but, like, I've killed a rat with my hands. Not like my bare hands, but, like, I've fucking smashed them. Like, I don't give a fuck about a rat.
Yeah.
But there are people who see a rat and freak the fuck out. The rat will literally just run by 10 feet away from them, and they freak the fuck out. So I 100% believe that there's people out there who don't think they would win in a fight because they would be too freaked the fuck out to actually fight the rat.
I'm the same. Like, if I don't freak the fuck out or, like, scream or jump on tables or whatever, if I see a rat, I jump and, like, I might scream because it's kind of like a yelp. But
it's a jump. It's a reaction. Yeah.
First thing I'm doing is kicking at it, stomping my feet down on it or something. You know, this actually happened about a month ago. I was on a job. I got sent to do this generator service, and it was just a regular service, nothing wrong with it. And I opened the main control box because there's fuses in there. I need to take the fuses out before I do any work. Open the control box. There's a rat's nest inside the control box, and I'm like, oh shit! Look, a rat's nest. And two of them scurry out and start scurrying around. Now, this control box is at about head level. So when a rat is, like, scurrying around and it's about a foot away, I immediately started, like, swinging, and I let out a, fuck, you know, and ducked away. But, you know, that's to the extent of my panic, I'd say. But
there's a difference. Like there's that. There's the reaction. And even, like, I see a rat. If right now, a fucking harmless rodent, a squirrel or a hamster, if I look to my left and it's there, I'm gonna jump just because it's there. But that's like the jump scares in certain scary movies. Like, is it really a scary movie, or did they just jump scare you? Like, there's a difference.
Right. But then there is a difference between people who just do not fuck with rats. Like, no, I don't, like, they have a problem with rats. Like, it's just, I'm not doing rats or whatever. Yeah. And I get that. I'm kind of like that with, well, I'm not going to say it because it'll be public and people will use it against me, but there is things in my life that I'm like, I'm not effing with that, like
black people.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean,
not all of them.
Well, okay, like in movies, or I found out anything really, anytime there's talk of teeth trauma, like broken teeth or something like that. If there's a movie and someone gets a tooth knocked out or whatever, cannot watch it. I cannot watch it. I I have to look away or whatever. My wife and I were listening to a podcast. They were talking about people calling in, answering questions about horrible teeth stories where a tooth was knocked out while they were bowling or something like that. And I had to turn it off and go to my happy place because I was in hell. I can't do it.
Well, I think that's being squeamish over something. I wouldn't compare that to jumping from a rat.
I was just saying, like, some people can, like, just
certain things,
can't do it. Anyway,
Understood.
But okay, so the fact that there's 24. No, okay, no. Back to the scenario. See, I'm picturing, you get put into a pen with this animal, and it's like you two need to fist fight.
The octagon.
Yes. Yeah. You need to grab that rat dick and twist it.
Yes. I think anything bobcat and bigger, I'm not going against.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll fuck up a chicken.
But 72% of people said they could win against a rat. 69% said they could win against a house cat.
I'd fuck up a house cat.
I'd say that's a fair fraction. 69%.
So the house cat has the nails, has the claws.
They got the speed.
But I would fuck up a house cat. I'd fight a house cat.
I would too. Yeah, I'd fuck up a house cat. 61% next on the list, a goose. 61 said they could win against a goose.
I'd fuck a goose up.
Right. 49, so about 50% now say they could win against a medium-sized dog.
I would agree with that.
That'd be a good, I'd say about half the people in the world could probably win against a dog.
Because I've read like ways to actually pretty much not fight a dog, but like disable a dog.
Yeah, if you're getting attacked by a dog, how would you? Yeah.
How to disable it. And so that being said, if you could disable the dog, then you're free to fuck it up. So medium size. Well, here's
the clear. Shit, though. Doberman Pinscher would be considered a large dog, right?
Yes.
Okay, medium size would be like if Lassie was coming at you, or Old Yeller.
I would say yes, and then also it depends on the breed.
Okay, because I was going to say a pit bull is actually a bit on the smaller side.
Yeah, that's where I was like, it depends on the breed, obviously. If a yoked pit bull's coming at me, no.
Yeah,
if Lassie, yeah, I'm fucking Lassie up.
And if it's a bulldog, you'll probably win. You just need to run around a little bit, and it'll
catch it in the nose once.
It'll get gassed, and you'll win. 30% of people said they could win against an eagle.
I'm not fucking with an eagle. I'll fuck chickens up. I'm not fucking with an eagle.
I would lose against an eagle. Anything that flies, I would lose.
No, I think like smaller birds, if they're trying to fight you, like you can catch one of those bastards in the air, but a fucking eagle, no.
I don't know. I'm gonna go. I mean, I hear you, but I'm gonna go with anything that flies. I'm gonna lose against. So
you would lose against a pigeon?
It flies, dude. It's got aerial superiority. I do not.
It's not dropping bombs on you. I mean, it could. But you're not being disabled unless that's the teeth thing. Unless bird shit really just it's not like gets done. It gets you like nope. You're like that reporter when it got in his mouth and he's like no.
Yeah, country ass roads. Yeah. The chimpanzee 17, king cobra 15.
King
cobra.
Here. This is what I'll give the cobra. I think in a fight with the cobra,
yeah,
I'm killing the cobra.
Yeah.
Now, am I not getting bitten? You know what I'm saying?
Who's going to die first?
If there is a the snakes on a plane doctor just outside the pin with an anecdote,
yeah,
then the fucking the cobra will die. Because even if it gets me, I'm snapping its fucking neck. I'm doing something to it, and then I'm running out to get the antidote.
But what if it's a no antidote scenario?
That I'm killing it first.
Okay,
but it's probably going to kill me as well.
See, I've seen enough of those videos of like guys in India and shit, and they slap cobras on the back of the head. I feel like I could imitate that well enough that I'd stand a pretty good chance. I would still not do it. I think I would lose.
I wouldn't take the gamble, but if I was,
here's the thing: it's like whether the animal lives or dies is not the case. It's whether I live or die that decides if it's a win or loss.
Yeah, that was the point. If I could somehow get that quickness to where it's not going to bite me, 100% I'm going to win.
Yeah, but
that's the gamble.
If the king cobra bites me and I'm bit, and then I kill the king cobra and then I die, I consider that a lose. I lost against that king cobra
because you died. Or it's a draw.
Kangaroo 14%, wolf 12%. 12% of people thought they could win against a wolf. I don't think people know how big a wolf is.
I was going to say the same thing.
That's a common misconception. Like, anytime someone sees a picture of a wolf, they're like, oh my God, they're so big. Like, yeah.
Yes. And then to go back, because you just skipped over it, kangaroo.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think they can fight a kangaroo because of that one video that went viral where the guy ran up on it and punched it. But, like, dude, kangaroos will fuck you up.
Yeah. The kangaroos don't box, much to the chagrin of everyone in the boxing community. Kangaroos don't box. They don't fight with their front paws. They lean back on their tails. Have you seen kangaroos fight?
Yes.
It's amazing. Oh, I mean, you went to Australia. You probably have seen it in person. But they lean back on their tail and they kick with their bottom legs, and they got these big ass nails and they gouge into you and shit.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, they'll still kind of like swat at you with their hands, but when they're going for their finisher, they're gonna kick the shit out of you. Even years ago. It was a pipe dream, but I was like actually looking into getting a wallaby as a pet. And don't ask. And anyway, I was at this website of a guy who has like a ranch somewhere in the Midwest, of course, or the flyover states, where he had a ranch where he bred wallabies.
Oh, wow.
And I was reading his website, and like he would tell stories about him, and one of the stories was he would play fight with the males as kids, and he learned that he couldn't do that with them because then when they got older. These are wallabies. These aren't even kangaroos that are fucking big, you know?
Yeah.
But even a wallaby, he would play with one of those, like his first ones that he bred, the male. He would play with it growing up, and that male still wants to play when it's older. And he said he started playing with it, and a wallaby knocked him the fuck out.
Oh my God.
He said he was playing with the wallaby, and then they roughhoused, and then he woke up on the ground from being unconscious because the fucking wallaby knocked him the fuck out. Like, don't fuck with kangaroos, man. Like, they will knock you the shit out.
Oh my God. Wow.
Granted, if you're like a fucking yoked guy and you land one that knocks him out right away, fine. But a common person, no.
That viral video, though, was probably one of the best things ever of the kangaroo that had the guy's dog, and he like hook punched it and it let it go.
I feel like the kangaroo was more shocked than anything. Like, whoa.
I was going to say, like, the kangaroo was not stunned. Let's be real here. He was not stunned. He was shocked that anyone had the balls to come up. It's like if you're like an MMA fighter and a skinny little dude walked up and flicked you in the face.
You'd be like,
didn't hurt.
Excuse me?
Did that just happen? I could kill you right now. What?
And if you do watch the video, the guy does walk away pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because the kangaroo lets go of the dog. So the guy's like, okay, cool, and walks away. And the kangaroo's just standing there like, what? So the video went viral of like, guy hits kangaroo, shows him who's boss. And it's like,
saves his
if that
dog
guy would have stuck around for a few seconds, might have been a different story.
The kangaroo would have eaten him and the dog.
Oh yeah, he would have gotten fucked up.
Kangaroos are vicious, man. The next 1, 2, 3, 4 are tied. Well, one of them's 9%, but the rest of them are tied. 9, 8, 8, and 8%. Crocodile, gorilla, elephant, lion. Now,
No. Yep.
I'm going to go into crocodile first. We'll go into crocodile. 9% of people think they could win against a crocodile. I think that number should be higher. I think there's a chance you could fuck up a crocodile on land. If it's on land.
Oh, well, yeah, not in the water.
Yeah.
I could see what you mean.
I'd flank that bitch. I'd come up to the side and just it'd be hard because I'd have to punch down onto the floor. But I'd cut to the side and knock that motherfucker, and then
dude, some of those crocs though, they're quick.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm like,
to me it's
30%.
To me, it's like it's the Cobra scenario again. Because all it needs is one hit, one grab, one grab, and you're fucking done.
You're fucked. He's gonna get your arm and death roll you, and you have no arm left. And then you're fighting with one arm for maybe 30 seconds, and then you're dead. And
you bleed out, or he grabs you again. Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not fucking with the crap.
How many good punches, not kicks, but good punches, do you think it would take to kill a crocodile? It'd have to be on the nose, like not even on the nose.
No, wouldn't. I wouldn't say punches. You would have to like get in on it and like crack its neck or something.
Or like an elbow. If you like if you did like the pile driver shit on it, you might get a few good ones in there. If
you can out quick it, I'm not sure if you could like outpace it, then yeah. But I'm not taking that chance. Those things are fucking quick. No.
Stick and move.
No.
And once again, we're back to Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. That awesome scene where he's in the water and a crocodile attacks him, and he beat the crocodile. So
you're thinking of When Nature Calls. I'm thinking of the movie Eraser. If you've seen that movie. Have you seen that movie?
No, but I think it's funny.
You haven't seen that movie?
Should I watch it?
It's kind of a silly Arnold Schwarzenegger flick from like the late 90s, 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, there's a scene where they're at the zoo, and Arnold, to try to stop all these guys from killing him and the girl he's protecting, shoots the gator tank pretty much.
Okay.
And they're inside. And so all the gators come out, and the gators just start fucking everyone up.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's why I don't, because I saw that as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear CGI gators, but still, it was fucking brutal.
Or, I mean, the scene in Temple of Doom where he cuts the bridge and they all fall down and the gators eat them. And yeah, that's a good one. But crocodile, that's the one I feel like that should be higher. I feel 20%. I'll say, like, if I know me and it was life or death, put into a pen with a crocodile, I'm about 20% sure I might win.
Okay, if I got forced into it, like it wasn't a choice.
Yeah.
I would. I think I'd have a chance, but I wouldn't bet on me.
Okay, yeah. Gorilla would kill me. A lion would definitely kill me. An elephant. There's 8% of people thought they could win in a fight against an elephant.
So here's the thing. Having just talked about the croc, the gorilla, I'm not fighting.
Yeah.
How do you think you're going to knock the elephant out?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you'd have better luck fighting a brick wall. Like,
yeah,
or
even the gorilla, you might land just the right hit in his jaw where his head buckles and in his brain, knocks him out or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But an elephant. No, I'm talking about if that was like a gorilla, but an elephant, full-grown elephant. How are you gonna even fucking hurt that thing?
No way. Yeah, no way. There's no way. Like, you'd have better odds against a lion than an elephant by like a lot.
But that's what I mean. So elephant, gorilla, one of those things you might hit, because that's how the getting knocked out works, is that your head wobbles, your brain jiggles, and you get knocked out. So you might, again, very strong might with a gorilla, a lion, one of those, happen to land just enough force on the jaw, maybe, to where the head buckles a little bit, the brain jiggles, and they get knocked out. An elephant, can you even reach their head? What are you gonna do? Punch their leg? They're not even gonna fight you. They're just gonna sit there while you fucking wear yourself out, and then step on you.
There's this Thai movie made in Thailand called Ong Bak, Ongbak. It's a martial art movie, and they made sequels to it or whatever, but they were actually prequels. It's weird. It's Thai. What are you gonna do? But Ong Bak 2, there's this great epic fight scene. The plot of the whole movie kind of made sense. Most of the dialogue didn't make sense, but the fight scenes were just incredible. So I recommend watching it just for the fight scenes. But there's a whole scene where they fight around an elephant. The dude is like has his pet elephant, and he's doing flips through the tusks and going through the legs and all that, and the elephant is unfazed. Like, it's hard enough to knock a human out, but an elephant, they were using an elephant as a bench. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not happening. No.
But number one, the least amount likely to win in a fist fight is a grizzly bear. 6%. But again,
sure,
6% of people think they could win in a fight against a grizzly bear.
There are those people. Yeah.
I'm going to continue. Why I brought this up is I'm going to continue to use this survey. I'm going to cite it in every argument I can when the issue comes up of racism being a real problem in America. And this is the thing that like is often talked about. Is racism still, well, and I think a lot of people are of the mind there is still a presence of racism that we need to fix. We need to educate people and get them to learn and mature and be better than that.
Sure.
I agree. That's a great thing to want. I agree. Racism has no place in America. But 8% of people think they could win in a fist fight against a lion.
Okay.
So
what you're talking about is the education system is failing.
It's not even like you can't fail if there's nothing to achieve. These are just smooth-brained people. It's just not going to happen. So it's one of those things that's like, okay, there's a lot of energy and time spent on trying to eradicate something that you're just not going to eradicate.
So you think all that energy should be spent towards these people?
Maybe not all that energy. Maybe not. But I'm just saying manage expectations here a little bit.
I think it has something to do with the education system or ego checking. So I remember as a child, I was like in 2nd or 3rd grade, and we went and watched a WWF event in LA. I went with some friends.
Oh, yeah.
And as a child, I was like, if I was in the ring, I could kick his ass. And then once I hit a certain age, I was like, oh, absolutely not. They would have crushed me. Even now, they'd crush me. And I feel like some people never mature out of that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To where they think they could take them. It's kind of like true. The guys like, I would have joined the Marines or the military, but if someone yelling in my face, I'd knock them out. Like, really? Would you? like that drill sergeant hasn't seen it all? Like when bitches are like, we're going to Vegas, not going to be able to handle us. And it's like, bitch, Vegas has seen you and all the people worse than you.
There's what's his name? That one comedian. Shit. I can't think of his name. He got canceled because of allegations that never really got proven. You know, he got swept up in that whole thing. But he has what's his name? Can't remember. But he had a whole bit. It was like, I'm pretty sure Vegas can handle 4 basic bitches being drunk on Main Street. It's gonna.
Yeah.
He had a whole routine about Man on Fire, the movie Man on Fire. He's talking about like, all right, everyone in this audience thinks they are man on fire, but you're not. You're not even a featured extra. You're just in the background. And I know all of you are listening thinking, yeah, most of these guys aren't, but I really am. I really am man on fire. No, you're not. It's
not happening.
It's not happening. You're not going to win in a fight against a lion.
Yeah.
But
right.
yeah, like there's a good fraction of people in America that believe Elvis is still alive, that believe they could win in a fight against a grizzly bear. 6% of people think they could win in a fight against a grizzly bear. Yeah. So just manage expectations. It's it's a great thing. It is a great thing. And I mean this in no condescending way at all, or to be sarcastic. It is a great thing to want to combat racism. The Bible says like 17 times, not that often, but it says to love the Lord, you must hate evil. And racism is evil. You should hate racism. You should hate that. But you should give up the idea that you're going to completely eradicate it. I mean, it's just always going to kind of be there.
Just if you have 100% of energy towards combating racism, maybe take 5% of that and just go to that guy and say you can't fight a grizzly.
Not gonna win that fight.
Sit him down, pour him some tea or whiskey, and say,
"Sorry,
I saw that," and say you can't fight the grizzly, man.
You're not gonna,
You're not gonna fight it.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Real quick, I'm gonna say this just really briefly so we can keep it in the hashtags. Fuck Bud Light. Fuck Anheuser Busch. All right, move on.
Yes.
That's been a successful hashtag so far, so we're just gonna ride with that one.
Fuck Bud Light.
There, we can keep it in there.
Oh man, we've gone full alt right, man. Alt right. Fuck Bud Light. Oh, we got a chant.
Oh, they could use that. So let's keep it topical. Mitch.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I'm assuming you're going to bring up the fact that this gentleman, well, hard to say gentleman, because he's kind of a hyperbolic, manic, oftentimes just, I don't want to say liar, but just untruthful and very racist commentator was finally fired from his show. I'm talking, of course, about Don Lemon being let go from his show on
I thought you were going to say Eddie.
No, is that who you're going to bring up? Is that who you're going to talk? Tucker Carlson got fucking fired.
I was actually thinking Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon, yeah. I found it interesting to happen on the same day.
Same day. Interesting. Yeah.
So let's take Don Lemon first.
Uh-huh. I'll go into this to say I don't know why he got fired. I know he got fired.
I don't
know why or the scenario, but yeah.
Speculating, because I will preface this. I think Don Lemon's someone that I wouldn't mind like sitting down and having a drink with.
Right.
I'll preface it with that because I don't think he's a bad guy, but his on-air antics do get a little racy, and I would say he's the closest. I don't really watch CNN that much, but he would be the closest to. I say this word very loosely, but the closest to a propagandist on CNN. I'm not even saying he is a propagandist, but I'd say he would be the closest to that on CNN because I've watched. I think Anderson Cooper. He's pretty straightforward. A lot of their people are pretty straightforward. Granted, you can't ignore bias, but Don Lemon does get out there,
right,
to where his personal opinion informs. Yeah.
What you could say about Don Lemon, same you could say about Tucker Carlson, same you could say about Ben Shapiro or Bill Maher to some extent, is they preface it with, I am very biased. This is my very biased opinion. Here you go. So
I don't think Don Lemon does that much because I know even and we'll talk about this with Tucker too. With Don Lemon, I remember he was going in on this is when Trump was still president. I forgot if it was during COVID or not, but he was saying like blah 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 blah. These are the facts. And I remember agreeing with his opinion, but when he said, I'm just presenting you with facts, I was like, those aren't facts.
Right.
Like, I was agreeing with his opinion, but I was like, those aren't facts.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah.
And it like bums you out when that happens, right? It's like, I was on board, bro, but don't call it a fact.
Like, we're agreeing, but no. And then on top of that, I do know, again, I don't really watch CNN, but I do know that in the last year, he's had several, like, on-air spats with other anchors and other people on the network. So it would make sense that if I had servers at my bar and restaurant, like girls that are just, or guys, cooks, conservative, whatever, and they're simply not getting along. And there is one person who's constantly bickering and getting into spats with other people. Eventually, you have to identify the problem, and you get rid of it.
Common denominator.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, I think Don Lemon's probably a cool guy. Like I said, I wouldn't mind having a drink with him. He's one of those things. But when I heard he was fired, I was maybe a little surprised, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he'll probably get picked up at MSNBC. Watch.
I mean, yeah, he'll get picked up somewhere, I'm sure. But I mean, Don Lemon, I was not a fan of. He had some great lines. He had some great lines. Things like, "We need to stop demonizing people and realize that white men are the problem." And it's like, you know, what I
did love though. Oh no, he was one of those guys. But what I did love was, this is one of the on-air spats he had, but it made me laugh. He started talking about how the WNBA was like not good, and he was like, "Come on, let's be honest, no one watches it." And the woman anchor was like, "What?" And he was like, "I'm just saying." He's like, "It's not that interesting to watch. No one watches it. That's why the NBA kills it every year, and the WNBA doesn't." And she was just like, "Oh my god!" And that's one of the big spats that he had. He was a wild card, man. One day he's blaming white men, the other day he's making fun of women. Like, he was a wild card. And you can't have that in a newsroom. You got to go by the script.
Yeah. But that's all I really need to say about Don. There was a great meme posted today where a guy, it shows a guy in a hospital bed, and he says, "Oh man, how long have I been? You've been in a coma for a month. I can't wait to have a Bud Light and watch Tucker Carlson tonight."
I think I posted that too. I reposted that.
Yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, Tucker Carlson surprised me.
That one, it surprised me when I saw it, and then as I thought about the last year or so, and the last week or so, I was kind of like, okay, still surprised, but it made sense to me as well.
Okay.
And I have mixed opinions about it too, in a weird way.
Yeah, it's. I've never watched his show. I've watched some of his sound bites because the pages I follow ever will post sound bites, and he does
a 30-second thing, yeah.
Yeah, he does logic paths that I agree with. He'll say, this is true, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. So, I like that kind of stuff. It's like when someone makes a good point, it's a good point. Whether or not everything they say is true or not, that doesn't change the fact that the point they make is a good point. So Tucker Carlson, in my opinion, was full of those kind of moments where it was like, oh yeah, I agree with him on that point.
Okay.
As a whole, I can't make a judgment because I never watched his show. I didn't watch much of his show. He pissed off a lot of Democrats, which made me laugh. But he started to piss off a lot of Republicans. And from the look of it, that's kind of what was the reason why he got fired, is from what I've gathered in my weird one-sided information gathering of Instagram and random Google searches. But yeah.
So are you aware of the whole Dominion thing?
Yes, that's the one that I'm trying to figure out if it's a conspiracy theory or not.
No, that happened.
Yeesh. Okay.
That happened. So context, just in case people don't know, whoever doesn't know. After the election of 2020, and this is not me being politically biased, but Fox did run a lot of in their programming, mainly their commentating programming. So you're looking at Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, is that her name? Ingraham, and Tucker. They ran a lot of stuff where they weren't saying flat out this election was rigged, but they were giving it a lot of oxygen. So Dominion, sometime in 21, filed a lawsuit for defamation for
Dominion
1 point.
A
voting.
It's a voting system. I can't remember if they collect polls, if they're the middleman between the voter and the government or something. But they're a company.
I think it might be voting machines. I forgot. Either way.
Okay. Anyway.
So they filed a lawsuit for the defamation. For $1.5 billion, excuse me. And so then since then, some text messages came out from the investigation, blah, 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 blah. And last week they settled for $787 million.
Yeah.
So one, and I'm trying to be unbiased against this. I do not like Tucker. I will agree with you that I've seen where he does make a good point, and I'll give him credit. In 2020, I remember him saying, Sidney Powell is making these claims that the election was stolen, but she's not provided any evidence. So until she provides evidence, I'll let her on the show to provide evidence. But until then, I have nothing to say about her. And I was like, good for him. Outside of that, this is where I'll contrast him with Don Lemon, and I'll follow up with this so it's not just like hyperbolic. He is a straight up propagandist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Straight up, because he will say things that are not true. And granted, I will agree with you. There are times where he says, like, there's these little gems I found, but he'll say things that are just not true or insinuate things that are not true, while now it's been proven, knowing that it's not true, which is a propagandist, saying things that are not true, knowing they're not true, to appease a base. So I think with the text messages that were released, where it's pretty much revealed that he knows all this stuff is bullshit, but he's saying it so that they don't lose the audience. That and the settlement and everything. And I actually read that I guess some of those text messages that might have been released or not released, he like straight up talked shit about like the upper management at Fox.
No shit.
So all that, I feel like Fox was pushed into a corner because like by settling, they're kind of admitting, yeah, like we acknowledge that we were full of shit. We acknowledge we pushed these lies, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. They kind of acknowledge it. And that's something I was reading about, that if they did go forward with the trial, a lot more shit would come out about what they lied about.
Mm-hmm.
And
so they settled.
So they settled, and I feel like they were pushed into a corner to where it's like, how do we save face by trying to still look like good old unbiased rational news? Got to get rid of the guy who's kind of at the tip of the sword.
Yeah, it's...
And even then, even not being a fan of Tucker Carlson, I have very mixed opinions about that.
From a business standpoint, it was a lose-lose situation for Fox. And...
Agreed.
Because Tucker filled in for Bill O'Reilly. And when before Bill O'Reilly left, it was like the highest rated show on cable ever. And it's like, holy shit, really? And Tucker came in after Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly was like Me Too'd or something, right? Or he was canceled.
No, I think he was part of like a sexual harassment case behind the scenes at Fox or something.
Okay, yeah. So it was like, dude, you're going to have to leave. And so he left. Tucker Carlson came in, and everyone's like, who's this guy? And raised the ratings. The replacement actually boosted the rate. He made the show more popular than it was. So Fox was, sucks for Fox, but it is what it is.
The way I kind of look at it, and this is gonna actually bring it back to fuck Bud Light. If you, I'm not sure if you actually watched the episode where I go off on Bud Light. It was me and Danny, I believe. That's when this whole thing happened. Yeah. I mentioned a sales rep who was like the worst fucking sales rep, but on the management side of Anheuser Busch, she was getting sales. Granted, they knew she was awful. They knew, like, we would complain to her supervisor, and he would say, "You're not the only ones. We're working with her, blah, blah, blah." But she would continue to be awful and they wouldn't do anything because they continue to get sales.
Right, yeah.
It didn't come to when it came to when we finally sat down with their supervisor and we're like, look we will stop carrying Bud Light on draft. We'll carry it in bottle. But because all these companies, they want draft. It's better profit.
Right.
Like, we're going to stop carrying Bud Light on draft. We'll stop carrying Ultra on draft. I think they had like 6 or 7 handles at the time. Like, we will cut all of this and put nothing but bottle from you unless we get a new sales rep. And that's when they got a new sales rep.
Wow.
And so I feel like they were maybe at that point now with Tucker to where it's like, we could put up with this bullshit because he's bringing in the cash.
Yeah.
And then after this lawsuit and other things that happened, I heard that some producer actually filed something against Fox saying that his set was kind of sexist or discriminatory. I can't vouch for that or say it's true or false. That is
Well, here's the thing to bring in another point about it, and it could work in Fox's favor if they win. And I'm going to we're all going to have to put our like Republican hats on for a second and just look at it from a purely business point of view on this. They had Bill O'Reilly, who they thought was like the one, and because he was, not only was he super popular, but he was writing books. The dude was selling books. He has this the series of books called Killing XYZ, Killing Abraham Lincoln, Killing Teddy Roosevelt, I think he did, but they're biographies. But that's like kind of how he writes these books, and they're really popular, and he's doing really well. Side note, doesn't matter. So when they lost Bill O'Reilly, I'm sure they're thinking, holy shit, we're fucked. There's no way. And then here comes Tucker, and he does basically the same exact show, and it actually raises ratings. Now, what Fox needs to do is look at it and be like, okay, maybe it doesn't matter who the host is. Maybe we have a good formula for a show here, and that's what people are tuning in to watch. So Fox probably saw that. They probably thought, you know what? We did it once before. Let's do it again. Tucker was just the face. We had Do you really think Tucker writes all that shit?
No,
or does he have a writing team that sets them all up? Do you think Tucker has that all memorized, or do you think he's reading a teleprompter through the whole show? Watch 1 minute of it. You'll know he's just reading.
Oh, 100%.
They're gonna get some talking head to sit in front of it and do it. It might be like Matt Walsh or Mike Walsh, whatever his name is, Crowder, or some other up-and-coming Republican, shithead who's gonna sit in front of a camera and read the teleprompter, and he'll be the next Bill O'Reilly, quite frankly.
Sure.
So,
and that's where I do have a lot of mixed opinions, because one, from a business standpoint, there's already this whole thing where a lot of these nut jobs are going, and I want to say nut jobs. I don't mean conservatives in general. I just mean like those nut jobs who are.
We're all nut jobs. It's fine.
But no, who are saying like Fox has gone woke now because they got rid of Tucker. Tucker's our guy. Which when you say Tucker's my guy, I'm already kind of like, oh, oof. Yeah, because of things. I'm not going to go into other things about Tucker, but kind of my mixed opinion about it is one. And this is going to be kind of a dig, and I don't mean it to be. Most Fox News viewers don't even know about Dominion, the lawsuit. They don't even know what's going on.
Right.
They don't. And so they don't know about these text messages where Tucker pretty much calls his own audience dumb. Mm-hmm. They don't know about it. So if they didn't fire Tucker, kind of like you said, from a business standpoint, they could have just kept doing what they were doing, and most of their audience wouldn't fucking know.
True.
Or they would find out about it and ignore it. Either way. Two, because it has been studied, a lot of Fox viewers don't watch anything else, so they're not going to hear about it. But two, then at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but if they want to maintain credibility, they should probably get rid of him based on this stuff. But are they going to martyr him now?
No, they won't. Tucker Carlson's going to get some pundit job, working for Fox and Friends or some shit, kind of like some other show.
So you think same network, different show?
Probably, because Fox doesn't own just Fox. It owns a whole bunch of shit. It's going to be something else, or he'll get a job at Daily Wire and work there for a while.
I can see that. I can see that.
Or he'll start his own YouTube or a podcast, and he'll be fine. Here's why this all makes perfect sense, and I don't have really mixed feelings about it the more I think about it, because it kind of makes perfect sense. You're saying, according to the audience, it wouldn't really matter. That's great. The audience doesn't really matter right now. What really matters is the really rich producers, investors, and they call that the donor class, because what happens in about a year? Next year, we're going into 2024, we got primaries coming up. We got a whole ass general election coming up. It's all about the donor class. And you bet your ass the donor class know exactly about the Dominion lawsuit and who has majority shareholders of Fox, which we don't need to get into right now. But that is why right now it's like, we got to do it now or never. Are we going to save face and say, here's this guy that calls all our fan base fucking idiots, and that's going to piss off a lot of donors, man.
And then not to mention just the suit itself, $707 million that the company just lost based on this guy leading that spearhead. Yeah.
Right.
I got you.
Right. There's also, it goes into ask yourself, why did Donald Trump Jr. suddenly ease off all the insults on Bud Light? Why is that? This really happened. He started Bud Light, whatever. Because Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, is a major contributor to a lot of Republican candidates.
Oh, are they? I didn't know that.
Well,
I'm not surprised. I'm just
campaigns get a lot of donations from Anheuser-Busch, so everyone's kind of easing back right now. It's very interesting time right now. I love it. It's like the calm before the storm before the whole campaign gets really whipped up, before even the primaries really get whipped up. Everyone's kind of digging in, stocking up on essentials, making sure there are guns oiled and cleaned and getting ready. It's that weird calm before Russia finally starts storming in. It's crazy.
All right. I was just saying, no, I think that Tucker's going to get martyred a little bit. I think wherever, you're right, though, they're all pissed off at Fox now. So wherever he goes, if it's Newsmax or OAN, which are kind of nutty, and I think he would thrive there. Or I think you're right, if he gets a pod. Are you kidding me? His fucking podcast, the first episode will fucking blow the roof off with all of his fucking nut job viewers. But no, so Tucker's going to be fine. Tucker's will be fine. My concern is that did he just, kind of like they say every time the U.S. bombs a Muslim country, are you creating more terrorists? I'm kind of are we creating more of these QAnon MAGA nut jobs by this happening?
Think about what the biggest risk here is a majority of his fan base getting pissed off. The ones that don't really have a lot of money, the ones that are really conflicted right now because they really like Bud Light, and now Tucker Carlson just got fired. They don't care. The donor class doesn't. Now I take it all back. You know what? It is not a lose-lose for Fox. It is a win-win. One, they are appeasing their major investors, their major donors and shit, because they're getting rid of the problem. And they're riling up the base, the grassroots base. They're going to get all riled up because they think Tucker Carlson's getting canceled and Fox is all woke now. Everyone's going to be going crazy on this.
Yeah, but then Fox loses viewership. Unless they get somebody as crazy or more crazy than Tucker.
They don't give a shit. I don't think they give a shit about that viewer class. Right now, they're trying to appease the donor class. That's why I think that's what's happening right now. But
I think that the donor thing I didn't really think about. I mean, granted, news networks or self-proclaimed news networks shouldn't care about political donors, should I argue. But I think you have a point there, because let's be honest. MSNBC shills for the Democrats and Fox shills for the Republicans. Let's just be honest.
Time. Of course. No, yeah. It's anyone who says otherwise is not worth debating.
Yeah. I will say CNN takes a lot of flack, but having watched CNN in the past, I think CNN's pretty level-headed. They make it clear what's commentary and what's not. MSNBC and CNN, Fox, no.
CNN in the past, like in the 90s past, maybe, but shit.
No, like just a couple years ago. Even Don Lemon, who we just fucking trashed, even he one time in an interview, I forgot who he was talking about, somebody said, like, okay, CNN, they kind of, like, it's a leftist network. And Don was like, no, we're not. Whoever said that shit. I'm obviously paraphrasing. He didn't say that on the air. Who said that shit? But even Don Lemon was like, who said we were liberal based? Like, no, like, we have our opinions, but we report the news.
It may be pre-Trump, but definitely during Trump, CNN was very much a leftist.
I would disagree.
I'm sorry. I mean, I
would disagree. So see, here's my counter, is that if anyone who knows me remembers my Facebook in 2016.
Oh, yes, yes.
I was trashing Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. I was trashing both of their asses. Now, here's what happened. Obviously, Donald Trump won. And Hillary Clinton kind of faded away. Kind of.
Yeah.
So if I'm trashing two people and one goes away, there's one left to trash. So you fast forward, there's all these people now thinking I'm some bleeding heart liberal because I simply continued trashing Trump.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
And so if Hillary Clinton won that election, I'm sure a lot of my liberal friends would think that I'm some sort of conservative nut job.
Because guess what? One target went away.
And I'm trashing Hillary. I've trashed Hillary for years, long before I trashed Trump.
I hear you.
And I think CNN was kind of the same. So I remember they were kind of critical of Hillary. MSNBC, not so much. But they were kind of critical of Hillary and Trump, and then Hillary went away. So they were like, there's Trump. And Trump was very loud and very silly. So they covered it. But they never, I will defend CNN to a point to where they make it clear, except for Don Lemon, they make it clear, here are the facts. Now let's talk about our opinions. They make it pretty clear.
Maybe, but
Don Lemon aside.
If there are examples, I'd love to hear them, but my biggest example is I remember the CNN, the mostly peaceful protest, classic example of the city burning behind this guy and talking during the BLM riots. And CNN reporting on this mostly peaceful protest as the city was burning behind the announcer. So, I mean, that's sure. CNN has always leaned left. And I'm not saying they're bleeding heart left like MSNBC is, but CNN has always leaned left. I mean, I
will concede that most of the people on CNN, their opinions do lean left. I will concede that, but as far as reporting the facts, I think they're pretty accurate. You got to remember, they actually had, who the fuck was that guy's name? He ran for president when, was it Romney got the nomination? Maybe even Trump. Santorum. Wow. Rick Santorum was a contributor on CNN. So, I mean, you can't lean that much left if you have fucking Santorum as a contributor. Even, who is the governor of Jersey? Christie?
Yeah, Chris Christie. Yeah.
Even Christie, I think, was a contributor on CNN at one point. So, I mean, you're not really leaning that far left if you got fucking Santorum.
You've brought me a little off my off my high horse a little bit. So, okay, I won't say they're as hardcore left, but okay, I'll say they lean left. I'm still saying they lean left. But
all right, we can disagree on that. I'm just saying, if Fox News suddenly covered Tucker Carlson's spot with Don Lemon,
shit,
then I'd say maybe Fox isn't biased against.
No, what would be
that would be the biggest plot twist if Don Lemon took Tucker Carlson's spot.
That's in the realm of fantasy for me. That,
of course, it is. It's
what I could believe, and what would still blow my mind. What I could believe, but would still blow my mind, if Fox hired and he agreed to do it. Bill Maher. If Bill Maher came on, is like, yeah, I'll do Fox. Fuck it, and he started doing it. That'd be like, that'd blow my mind, but I could see that happen. I would believe it.
I would agree with you. I think that's within the realm of possibility. You're right. Don Lemon, there's no fucking chance in hell. That's why I think it would be amazing if it did, but no chance in hell. Bill Maher, though.
Or Anderson Cooper. Fuck it. If Anderson Cooper went to Fox. And like
You know what? Check it. If Fox News
break it down now.
If Fox News got rid of Tucker Carlson and this kind of Hail Mary to try to legitimize themselves, Anderson Cooper would not be a horrible guy to try to court.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you could say Anderson Cooper leans left. Obviously he does in his opinions, but as a newscaster, he's pretty straightforward. He is
100%.
So he would be a guy to bring credibility to your network. That's a fair point.
There was this fucking show on Fox, and we can talk about it a little bit, but it was called Hannity and Combs. It was Sean
I remember
Hannity
that.
And I forget Combs' first name. But the whole gimmick was Sean Hannity is this super Republican, and Combs is this super Democrat, and they debate, and that's their show.
Yeah.
And I hate these fucking shows because, one, Hannity is this super Republican, and Combs is this like center-leaning left kind of.
So you're not getting a huge argument. It's kind of
you're not getting a good argument.
Milquetoast, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And it pissed me off. I remember watching one show of it because some friends' parents had it on and they were watching it. And I was like, you got to be kidding. This is dumb. It's not an honest debate here. It's just this watered down guy to make the Republican look better. This is dumb.
And I'll counter to give Tucker credit to an extent. If you remember, I forgot the name of the show. I think it was Crossfire or Crossball or I don't know what the fuck.
Hardball.
It was Tucker Carlson and the other guy, I forgot his name.
Hold on. Chris Matthews.
Sure. It was the show that John...
It was Chris Matthews. Fuck you. I'm so proud of myself that I knew that. Chris Matthews.
But it was the show that Jon Stewart ultimately got shut down.
I can hear my wife laughing upstairs because she hears how excited I am.
But that show, to their credit, and this is why Jon Stewart ended up fucking their shit up, it was actually like a hard left guy versus a hard right guy.
Yeah.
It was, and granted, their arguments were fucking dumb because they picked two dumb people to argue, which I guess is why cockfights work so much, because you're watching two fucking chickens fight and they're dumb animals. So that's pretty much what that show was. But it was at least honestly a hard left and a hard right guy. That Jon Stewart came in and fucked him up.
and really the breakdown was that they would keep changing subjects, and I brought up Hannity and Combs because that was a terrible example of let's have both sides, even though the network is extremely one-sided. Let's have both sides, quote unquote, and have them hash it out. If they had Anderson Cooper, a truly other point of view, like an honest other point of view, and gave him his whole show, that could be their gimmick too, is the fact that the host is wrestling with the network and the network doesn't want him to say this, but he's going to speak the truth anyway.
That's a story that sells.
The Republicans would watch and be like, okay, let's see, the Republicans would watch because they're not going to stop watching.
And they're going to hate watch.
Exactly.
They're going to hate watch, yeah.
You're going to get some of the other side of the aisle's viewers as well. So Fox should listen to us.
I think, honestly, Anderson Cooper is not leaving CNN.
No, he's not going anywhere.
But if somehow Fox managed to convince him to take Tucker's slot, forget the others, Tucker's slot,
yeah,
I think that would be good for America.
It absolutely would. But since when is America ever done anything that's good for itself?
Not often.
Except for that, whole freeing the slaves thing, the whole shaking off the British thing. And
Flint, Michigan still has bad water.
Michigan's still fucked up, yep.
Florida still exists. I mean, it's just a mess.
Speaking of Chris Christie, did they ever fix that bridge, or is that still down? I think that's still down.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm willing to bet that it's still down.
There's still an ice storm in Texas. That's still going on. California just had about a month straight of rain, and they're already out of water.
I didn't read that, but I don't doubt it.
Oh, no, I didn't. I was just making shit up.
I was going to say that sounds right.
I'm just assuming they're already out of water.
Probably. We had time to adjust, but, you know, why do that? We like the way things are.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can't brag about struggling, then what's the point?
You know, I was going to give you a courtesy laugh there, but that was actually really insightful. That was really good.
Thank you.
If you can't brag, if you can't brag about struggling, then what's the point?
Self-induced struggle.
I think you just summed up the entire Jewish faith.
I might have to text that quote to my mother-in-law and get her take.
To some context about the Jewish faith. It's actually a very honorable thing that I kind of love about it, is that but a big part of their mentality is the harder road to walk. There's honor in choosing the struggle. There's honor in choosing the harder path, to walk. And,
Sure.
it's actually a pretty cool thing. You choose the exercise, and because of that, you get stronger and you get in better shape. So everyone benefits. So that's why. Hence, now look at me explaining my Jew joke. Okay.
Is that called JewSplaining?
JewSplaining.
Is that the title of the episode?
I kind of love it. JewSplaining.
All right. I think that's
On
it.
that note,
yeah.
I
had a few other things, but I think that's good.
I had a grocery gripe. The grocery stores locally here, none of them are Stater Brothers. That's my gripe. I mean,
yeah. And
I was telling my wife this like an hour ago, and I'm like, this is what I'm going to start with on the episode, and we ended up not, but we're going to close with this. Everyone has their store. They might go to other stores, but they have their store. It's their grocery store, and the layouts are usually the same within them. But so it, and it's familiar. You could be Ralph's, Albertsons. Out here we have Harris Teeter, Publix, Food Lion, all these other, whatevers. Stater Brothers in California was my shit. Every Stater Brothers I went, that was my store. There's no Stater Brothers out here, and it's bumming me out. That's my gripe. The other gripe, they don't sell liquor in grocery stores out here.
So I had a brief experience with that, and I agree that is very inconvenient.
It's that's what it is. It's very inconvenient.
I forgot. Yeah. Is it just liquor? Excuse me, or is it beer and liquor? I forgot.
No, they sell beer and wine. They sell beer and wine in the grocery stores. Liquor,
yeah.
You have to go to an actual liquor store, which are actually technically owned by the state government. It's a weird thing.
That's right.
We'll get into it on the next episode. But it might be a little bit more expensive, but mostly it's just really inconvenient. I wish I could just get my bottle of bourbon at the grocery store.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot it was when Eric was still in Maryland, where we went to pick up some stuff from the store, and then we had to pick up I forgot if it was just beer or what, but it was a completely different store. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, having never had to experience that, I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It's dumb. It's dumb. And think about this. You go to the store, Mike, let's say you go to the store, it's Ralph's, and you get all your groceries, and then you can walk down the alcohol aisle.
Yeah.
Remember when the biggest problem was they put those anti-lock things on the cap?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's embarrassing. It's like, oh, come on, it's inconvenient. But, you get all these groceries, you get a bottle of vodka while you're at it, or bourbon or whatever, and you're good. Here, you have to make a special trip to a special store, and there's an entrance door and then exit door. So you already feel like a criminal when you're going in. And when you're in, you're like, shit, well, I'm here. I better get this month's stock. And you come walking out with 2 bags full of liquor, and you feel like just a shithead.
Yeah, I think if that was like it, if I had to live in that kind of environment, granted, I'd mainly drink beer, not whiskey, but if it was like a beer situation, yeah, I would. You're right. I would go to the grocery store, get like my 2 or 3 days supply of groceries, go to the beer store, if you will, and get 3 weeks worth of beer, just so I don't have to go back there. Yeah.
Now, granted, there is something. This is the repressed alcoholic in me. But when I walk in, because I found they call them ABC is the name of the liquor store, the local chain liquor store, the ABC. I went to an ABC in like this other like kind of posh neighborhood nearby. This store was fucking legit. We're talking 2 aisles of just bourbon, scotch, whiskey, all that was in another aisle. Okay. Bourbon, just bourbon. And I'm walking down and I was in heaven. I was like, this is just a whole building dedicated to just different kinds of liquor. It was amazing. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Not a liquor store where it's like shady neon lights. They have Funyuns
I get it.
next.
You're going to
next to the.
You're going to Total Wine or Bevmo. You're not going to Joe's Crab Liquor. Yeah.
Right. No, but you walk into the store and it's just liquor, and everyone's just happy to be there, except for the one guy that might be homeless. He looks very annoyed, but
of course,
it's nice. It's nice. But I guess if you think about the law being intended to inhibit drinking. Let's say they're trying to make it harder for people to drink, therefore they'll drink less.
I would say it's more of a regulation issue.
Oh, for sure. Well,
because even
they can be the same.
Maybe both. Yeah, because I know even in California, restaurants and bars are only supposed to buy liquor through authorized distributors, not to prevent sales, but just so it's regulated, like they know where it's going.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So I think it would probably be more along that line, not to inhibit drinking, but more so like we can regulate where it's all going and how much is actually being put out.
Okay.
That's my guess. I could be fucking wrong.
And that will be our teaser into another episode. I don't know if it's next week's or another episode where we will get into drinking alcohol law.
Or it's just going on the list.
I'm writing it down. Okay. Alcohol. I'll know what that means.
All right. All right, so sum it up. We once again said you cannot fight a gorilla.
You can't fight an elephant.
Or an elephant.
You could fight a gorilla. You'll lose, but you could fight it. But listen, you cannot fight an elephant.
We want everyone to sit down with that guy, that friend of yours, convince them they cannot fight a bear.
Or try to convince them.
Or try to convince them. But do your best. At least so when something happens to them, you don't feel guilty.
Leave a comment of your best argument on why you shouldn't fight a lion.
Yes. Also, again, fuck Bud Light.
Fuck Bud Light.
Don Lemon, yes, deserved to get fired. Tucker Carlson, deserved to get fired. Cool. The stores in the East Coast don't make sense. Did I miss anything?
No. They're different, man. They're just different. I want my Stater Brothers, man.
Yeah, Stater Brothers is gold, man. I get it. I feel
Hey, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. Recording stopped. Stop recording. There we go.